and welcome to the 65th episode of Recluse Horror. This is a daily horror movie review podcast. So just a little background on the project. Back on my birthday in April, I decided I wanted to watch and review a horror movie every single day. I have done so for the past 332 days, although only the last 65 of them have been podcasts. Before that, it was text reviews. So as I suspected from yesterday, I am in fact getting sick. So again, I apologize if my voice sounds funny, if I'm nasally, or if I'm like coughing or sniffling or something on the podcast. I'm going to do my best to cut out any of that so you don't have to deal with it, but the nasaliness is not going to go away. So today I watched another short film, as you might have imagined, since I've barely been able to do that even at full health, or barely been able to do more than that, rather. I'm a little mixed up today, so. So yeah, the one that I watched today is called Bedfellows from 2008. Now, in the previous review that I did, the one that I did yesterday on Orphis from 2015, my problem with that, my central problem with that movie, was that you needed context that you didn't get from the movie itself, and instead you had to get it from secondary sources, namely either the IMDb page description or the description on YouTube for that particular video. So this one is almost the exact opposite problem, and it's totally not the fault of the creators, I don't think. But the version that I saw was uploaded by somebody who used a picture as like the icon for the video that is a total spoiler. And honestly, it really negatively impacts the film if you happen to see this version of it. Now, this could have been posted by somebody who was involved in the project. I'm not really sure. But there are a couple of versions of this that you can find on YouTube, and not all of them have that. And that would have been awesome if they had picked anything else. Basically, Bedfellows, I can't really, it's a very short film. I think it's just over 3 minutes, and a lot of that seems to be credits at the end, so it might actually, the actual film itself might be closer to maybe 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. So it's, a woman is sleeping and her phone rings. That's really the only thing that I'm going to say about this one. And honestly, it's not, I understand that's not like a very good synopsis, or it's kind of not a synopsis at all. But if I tell you anything else about that, then, I mean, it's really going to spoil it if you want to watch that, watch the video itself. I mean, there's enough of a spoiler if you happen to see the wrong version come up. So yeah, I don't want to, sort of contribute to that problem. So, honestly, the film itself, and I'm trying to separate myself from having been spoiled on this one. I think you probably have gathered by now that I don't like spoilers. I try my best not to give any kind of spoilers when I do my reviews because I hate them. But honestly, the film itself, pretty good. It definitely, there are things that it could do better, just in terms of like not having a whole lot of story or backstory or information. But, it's like a 2.5 minute short film. I don't expect it to do that. As for like a, sort of a cheap thrill situation, or, just a real quick, little fright you can give yourself, I think this is a good one, as long as you don't get the one that kind of spoils it. So there are really not, other than that, there's really not any sort of negative to this at all. The effects are awesome. The lighting is fine. The acting is good. The cinematography seems to be pretty good. I don't have any strong memory of it, but I do remember a particular shot that I did enjoy quite a bit. And I think there were a couple more possibly that I liked quite a bit as well. The it's pretty predictable, honestly. Like, once you can figure out what's going on, it's pretty predictable where it's going. But honestly, for this type of a micro short film, I don't think that's, I really don't think that's much of a problem. I don't think this short film was really intended to be, something groundbreaking or anything. This one really feels like, and I've mentioned this type of short film before, or, what my opinion is regarding this thing, but it kind of seems like something that's made for a demo reel, and in that respect, it's also very successful. Every part of this short film is, it's very professional. I think the effects are clearly the best thing. I think they didn't shy away from showing, a lot of times filmmakers can shy away from showing too much, and it makes it feel like a sort of lacking. This one didn't do that. And the effects that they had, even though they had a lot of screen time, they were very good. And in fact, beyond just, they almost get better the longer you sit with it and have a chance to, sort of experience them. And that is really good. Every aspect of this feels like a really professional sort of thing. Now, the resolution on the version that I watched is very low. As I said, this is from 2008. But that's sort of unnecessary. That's kind of why I was a little iffy on whether the lighting was good. I think I said it was fine. A lot of it could have to do with the resolution. It was kind of not the clearest picture, but that's what you get when you watch, a 10-year-old short film, independent, sort of project like that. And I didn't find that as a severe negative. I didn't really find it as a negative at all. But yeah, as a demo reel to show off what you're capable of, I think this is great. And I think, honestly, it kind of stands on its own 2 feet as well. It's not, although it seems like it was made to sort of show off a little bit, it also is something that not just people looking to hire you would be interested in, but somebody who's interested in horror. Like, this is a pretty good, 2.5 minutes. There's no part of this that doesn't work. The acting works. The effects are great. The cinematography, like I said, as I recall it, very good. No camera shakiness that I remember at all, and that is usually something that I try to take note of because, although it's not a major problem, it is a problem, and I feel like sometimes I don't hear about those, and then I get in and watch something, and I'm like, gosh, this person has like palsy or something. Really, the short films, like I said, I don't mind a demo reel short film, but when and I understand its purpose, but when it's able to do both, show off and actually show something interesting, I'm way happy about it, that they were able to really achieve both. And I think that this really did that. It makes me more impressed than I probably would have been if it had just been them trying to put something out as a story just because they wanted to create something. They had, a story in their head and wanted to tell it. That's great. And I love that. And I love that people do actually go through the process and make themselves put out this work and, beg, borrow, and steal to do it sometimes. But it's really good. It's really unique and interesting when you're able to do both. And I think it is a delicate sort of balance that you can, sort of strike. You want to make sure that you get all of the things into it that you're able to do well, while maybe avoiding things that you're not going to be able to do as well. And it just sort of, it's a unique challenge. It's an extra little challenge to tack on to a story. Telling a story the way you want to tell it is awesome. But when you have all these other things that you want to try to incorporate, and you're able to do so well, I think it just adds another layer. Again, I'm not totally sure that that's what this was trying to be, but it definitely seemed like it. At least, the way I look at it, it seems like it definitely could be. And, I really liked that element. If it wasn't there, it's still a good short film. If this was really just people trying to, make a little fun short and, get out there and create something, it's awesome. It's still really good. I liked this one quite a bit. I'm still sore about that picture kind of ruining pretty much anything. I don't really know if there's any way around trying to find this and not seeing that, which is really unfortunate. If I were the filmmakers of this, I would definitely try to get that video taken down, or at least, or if it is somebody on the team, tell them, hey, can you change the icon for this? It ruins the movie. But that's just my personal opinion on it. I know some people don't feel as strongly about spoilers and everything, but, yeah, I'm not a fan. So, again, I'm trying not to have that add into my opinion. And honestly, even with the spoiler there, it didn't really take away from what was there, because what they did, even though it's coming, they did it very well. So, anyway, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. Micro short film, can't talk about any of the stuff that happens. So, that'll be, my review, the whole review of, Bedfellows from 2008. And, that is pretty much, my episode. So, thank you for bearing with me with the sickness. It's only going to get worse. If you enjoyed the show, please rate, review, subscribe, whatever it is on whatever site that you found us. If you'd like to help out the show, the best way that you can do so is to share it with someone that you love, or someone that you think is, going to be interested in it. Someone who likes horror movies, presumably, but not necessarily. Maybe just somebody who likes hearing girls with colds talk or something. Then please go ahead and share that. If you would like to share it and the person that you're sharing it with doesn't have the platform that you do, we are available on YouTube, Player FM, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, and pretty much any podcatcher out there. If you'd like to reach out to us on social media, you can do so on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can email me at reclusehorror@gmail.com. So I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good night.